OK， 大家好，欢迎来到我的频道赛雷访谈。那么我今天特别开心，邀请到了我的2个嘉宾，是我们做 homestay 的，上一期采访的层层的 homestay。那么我们的男主人公是 Ted， 然后我们的女主人公是 Pauline。Could you just introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Hi, I'm Pauline Jackson.
And I'm Ted Beddington.
And we live in Winnipeg. I've been North Kildonan for about 25 years. And we've been doing the homestay program international students for about 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 years or 17 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had many students. Say hi.
Hi, Kylie.
Hi, Callie. Say hi.
So I just want to know that I have some questions for you guys. Yeah, okay. The first one is that how did you become involved in hosting international students?
Okay, I can talk about
Yes.
it. When I was a teenager, my sister Lynn wanted to go to Germany for a year on an exchange trip.
Mm-hmm.
So she was involved in the Rotary Exchange Program, and part of that program at that time was the agreement was that my parents would take in students.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a girl from South Africa
Mm-hmm.
come and live with us, and a girl from Australia live with us. And my sister went to Germany for a year, and she rotated through 3 or 4 different homes and families, and she had a wonderful experience. But I really loved having my international sisters in my home while she was gone.
Oh.
And we have kept in touch with, careful Callie, careful. We've kept in touch with Nikki and Karen. So Nikki from out South Africa moved to United States, and we were on Facebook together, and she attended my university graduation. And then Karen in Australia, we followed her life for all these years. And when my sister and my mom went back to Australia to visit, go on a trip to Australia, they went to visit Karen and traveled around with Karen for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So then when our family was growing and our oldest boy was about 13 years old, we thought maybe it would be nice to share that experience with our family. So we connected with the River East program. I'm not quite sure how we got connected exactly. I can't remember, but we must have figured out how to start talking about this. Or perhaps, you know what I'm thinking now? I believe it was being involved in the Scout program, because there was other parents and families in the Scouts program that our boys were involved in that were doing the homestay family. Hosting international students. And I bet you that's where we started talking about it, because I'm thinking of Ott and Lisa. And so, okay, Sammy, go down. Go down, baby. So that's probably just lined up beautifully, because we were thinking about of doing that. So then everything fell into place, and we started.
Okay, yeah, that's great. All right. And what qualities do you believe are important for a successful homestay experience?
What qualities do we think are important for a successful homestay family experience?
I think the family needs to be, well-rounded, very open-minded, open to new ideas, new cultures, wanting to, show, students everything we can about our city, our country, stuff like that. You can't just be stuck at home and never leave the city, never leave your house. You have to show them and be interested in what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some different family experiences that we've heard from other students, and it makes us realize maybe what we're doing that's okay and right. We just watched. Sorry, I just worried about the dog.
Yeah.
We are very interested in what's going on for our students. We're very interested in making sure that they settle in very well when they arrive here. I could never do this trip. this would be just too scary and too big for me. And I tell all my students that this has got to be one of the biggest life challenges and experiences that they're taking on. So they're very brave.
Yes.
And I want to honor and respect that must be very hard for them to leave their family. It would be very hard for me to leave my family.
Yes.
So they're leaving their family and their choice, but still all sorts of difficulties with leaving everything you know and everything familiar. And often this is the first biggest trip like this for the kids.
Yeah.
And some kids that we've had are, you know, as young as 13. And to leave for 10 months, your country at 13 years old, to me, like Pauline said, I can never do that at 13. And, you know, just that how brave they are. You know, it means a lot to us that they want to spend time with us, you know, at that age. And it's a good thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Just the other pieces, I think, are recognizing that the kids are going to come with their world and their ideas of how life works, and have an idea of what they're coming here to learn or do or see, but that there's going to be the growing pains of how we are as a family, how we do things is going to be different than how they did things, and just really being respectful that is just an honest experience for both of our parts. Yes. That we're going to learn together and we're going to figure it out. And I think one thing that Ted and I do very well is that we try really, really hard to solve anything that's a little bit of a concern or a question or a problem or a challenge. We want to have a good conversation, get it out. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what is going on. What's the thinking? What's our thinking? Maybe a mistake, and what's theirs? It's maybe a new thing, and try and solve any problem. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you create a welcoming and inclusive environment for the international students?
Okay.
Well,
she's just so close to the dog.
It starts off by meeting them at the airport with a great big sign saying, "Welcome to Canada, whomever you are." And a lot of times now we've actually met and spoken with the students on Facebook or FaceTime ahead of time. So we've already know what they look like. They know what we look like. We've chatted and make them feel comfortable as soon as we possibly can, even before they get here. So when they come off that plane, they see our faces. We're smiling. They're smiling. It all, you know, that's a huge part of making them feeling accepted to our family and us being, you know, accepted to them. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, you know, that's fairly new with Facebook and video. That wasn't how our original experiences were with our first boy was 13 years old, Eric from South Korea. Oh. But yeah, like Ted said, we have already had video chats with the 3 girls that we're getting in September. We have given them the Instagram accounts of Asta and Sophie, who was here before. When Sophie was here, she already had our other girl before hers Instagram, Aoife. So then girl to girl, 16-year-old to 16-year-old, they can ask each other whatever questions they want about us.
Yes.
So that there's honesty and transparency. And we also videotape while we're FaceTiming. We walk around the house, we show them their room, we show them the cottage, and just so that I would think I would want to see, where am I going to sleep? What does your kitchen look like? Like, is it normal, somewhat normal for me to be able to walk into this new home and live there for 10 months? And we also, in those video chats, we meet the parents, and the parents can ask us any questions and give them some assurances that we are going to take care of their daughter like their own daughter. So hopefully that translates well. But I mean, we're absolutely 100% honest and true about that we will do everything we can to make this work. Careful, Callie, your feet are near the camera stand. Thank you. I think that's...
Yeah. All right. So you know that many Chinese parents think that their children are too young and to come back, how to say, their children are too young and to go abroad. And or maybe sometimes the parents are concerned about their children's English is not good enough. So how do you guys to address this kind of concerns?
It's excuse me. It's funny you say that. That the parents might not think their English is very good, where we turn around and we can't believe how good the English is. Like Asta is better. English is better than ours.
Really?
It's crazy. It's great. So we really, other than we had one student, I think our second student from Mexico, that was about the hardest. He was 13 as well, with the Spanish and English. But other than that, the English is fantastic. We've never had any issues with that. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the parents might not think it is, but it is amazing how good the English is for the students that come here. It always floors my mind. It blows my mind. That's like that.
Yeah.
I think green lights on. Yeah. I think one thing about the age, it's not so much the English language, because like Ted says, that's never been a concern. It is how well that child is prepared for a trip like this. That's because we've had a 13-year-old from Mexico. She was quite well prepared for this very big trip. And it blows my mind that she did 10 months with us and integrated into our family, fully in as a daughter, a sibling. And she was very grown up and mature for her age to be able to handle all of this new experience. But we had a 16-year-old boy from Brazil.
13-year-old boy.
No, I'm thinking of G.
Oh.
Who was not emotionally prepared for this trip. I would say it was more his dad's idea to come to Canada, and he wasn't really sure that was his idea. And so it kind of came through in his time here. He struggled a bit with the connecting to the school and connecting to other kids and trying to his language, I think, was also a little bit tougher on the English. So 13 to 16 doesn't really matter. Like the English speaking part was not even a challenge. It was how well are you prepared and sort of trained by your parents and taught by your parents of how to do a trip like this, what to expect, what to anticipate might be a challenge and how to prepare for that, because things are going to be very different. For example, some kids are coming from homes where they have maids. And we do not have maids here. Typically in Canada, homes don't have, full-time staff to make meals and clean the house and do the laundry. So those are jobs that we're expecting the kids to help out with. And that might be really new, and it might be beneath them to be doing things that they don't do back at home. So that's the responsibility of the parents to be helping their child understand what it might be like to come to Canada, what's normal.
Yes.
What's a normal experience in a
So they have to handle the stuff by themselves, right? I mean, that's the dependent.
They have to be independent.
Yeah.
Ready to integrate into a new family and accept new rules.
And they, like Pauline said, the student has to want to come here. If they don't want to be here, it's obvious they don't want to be here for that whole 5 or 10 months. If it's a family thing pushing them to come and they're coming because the parents want, you can tell right away. And that's we've noticed that, and we adjust.
Yeah, we were.
But it is noticeable right from the start. What's going on.
Yeah. And I would say the 3 girls that are coming in September, they are all very excited. They have made the choice and want to do this. It's like they've convinced their parents they want to do this.
Oh, yeah.
But also normal apprehension and nervousness. And that is a kind of the perfect mix. That's what we expect, is that nervousness and apprehension, but making the choice and excited to come.